Hello, everybody. My name is Melissa, and today I'm going to be speaking about how Valentine's is celebrated all around the world and the traditions that they decide to do. So, three things that I'm going to be talking about is the history, how it's celebrated around the world, and all the traditions, and a couple of fun facts. So, does anybody honestly know why we celebrate Valentine's Day? So in Rome, there was this emperor. His name was Emperor Claudius II. He decided that single men made a better soldier than those who had wives or family. So he decided to outlaw marriage for young men. But then came this saint called Valentine, and he decided to marry young men and young women in secret. To honor Valentine, they wanted to make this thing called lupercalia, where basically they would slit animals' throats and bleed, like drain them of blood, and then use the animal skin to whip the women until they bled, and that was so that they could get pregnant. Eventually, things did end up changing because priests started realizing that that's not what Christians should be doing. So over time, people decided to make February 14th a day to be about love and romance instead of whipping people until they bled. So the thing about Denmark is that they didn't start celebrating Valentine's Day until 1998, and that's when they decided to make it a new holiday. And so what they would do instead of giving red roses like we usually do, they would give their lovers, friends, or even family a white rose, which they like to call a snowdrop. Another thing that they would do is they would give a Giga breath, which is something known as a joke letter. So basically, the man would write something funny on it. It could be a poem, a joke, or whatever he wanted to put on it, and he would sign it with an anonymous dot. And if she ended up guessing the correct person who wrote it to her, she would then earn herself an Easter egg later that year. So France obviously is the city of love. So what they would do is they would write cards to each other, and then later on they would have an event called Drawing for Love, where women and men would call out to each other to see who they thought was perfect for them. But then when a man was unhappy or unsatisfied with the lover that he was left with, he would leave her for another woman. So all the women who were single then would meet up at a bonfire where they would burn pictures of men who wronged them and hurl swears and insults at the opposite sex. At one point it got so out of control that the French government had to physically ban both traditions altogether. In South Korea, they celebrate Valentine's starting from the beginning of February, and it literally lasts till April. So the first day that they celebrate is on February 14th. It's when the woman has to woo their man with chocolates, candles, and flowers. And then on March 14th, it's switched. So the man has to like woo the woman with like chocolates, roses, everything. Except that on March 14th, it's called White Day. And then on April 14th, for all the single people, they celebrate Black Day, which they will go out and eat black bean noodles and will dress in all black. So some fun facts is Americans send 145 million cards each year. They spend about $6,500 million on dog gifts, and nearly 6 million couples are engaged on Valentine's Day. Thank you very much for listening to my speech, and I hope you have a wonderful day.